Um, yeah, so this is gonna be like this first, and then Titanium's command, right? They don't even have a blue up, so it can't get countered. Boom, a 6/6, right? And now it's just gonna only get bigger. We're attacking. We're getting our guy. We're being swaggy McDaggy. Look at this, right? We just got a land card from the graveyard with this, so this is how synergistic it is. Plus, brought back another one. Wow, it's really good. It's really, really good. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy. I'm back with a deck tech as usual. We're doing Simic today. There's sort of two ways to go with Simic, right? You could go sort of the counter route or the ramp route, and this one's sort of right in between. We're playing some really good cards. I'll go over in just a moment. So I hope you like this deck today. And yeah, this is sort of another Ozolith deck. So first card I'll talk about is this one, right? Every time we put a counter, we're gonna get an extra one. It works really nicely as a mana sink as well, especially in ramp, right? Because you have, every time you have 2 extra mana, you can at least, grow your guys by 2, right? Which is really nice with pretty flexible cards like Goldvein Hydra. This card's absolutely insane. I think people are sleeping on the value that this just generates. Yeah, early in the curve, it's not as potent. But say you cast it for, you cast it on turn 3, and then it dies, right? You're against a black deck, and they don't have Exile. Well, all of a sudden you've ramped 2, got a removal spell out of their hand, and presumably you attack that turn, so at least you got a combat step out, right? Very good card. And I do want to go over just some other quick, very important cards. This is a Blossoming Tortoise deck, right? So we don't have too much like graveyard synergy or anything like that, other than getting the lands back. We don't necessarily need that. Now, we are running a lot of one-ofs of our legendary creatures, so it is unfortunate when one of those goes to the graveyard, but really, we're just trying to get up to good old Titan of Industry. Now, there's tons of, better 7 drops in Standard, but it doesn't mean that this is bad. And actually, presumably, or at least in my opinion, the best part is sort of that destroy artifact and enchantment, because, we don't really have many ways of dealing with that, and we lay our big creature, we get 2 big creatures, usually the 4/4 as well, and then it's just like, okay, we take out their big problematic thing we can't deal with. It's nice at that point in the game, usually. Anyway, you already probably know that. So let's go over some cool cards that maybe a lot of people haven't seen yet. Now, this card has been out quite a while, but since we are pretty reliant on our land creatures, we are running 4 Restless Vine Stalks. Hopefully my head isn't covering this too much. But the other thing about the Tortoise, as far as ramping us and getting our lands back, is it does decrease the activated ability of the lands. If you have 2 Tortoises, well, bam, you can really go to town with this. It's also kind of nice because it does make a creature have base 3/3, which synergizes pretty good with Goldvein Hydra, for example, because it keeps the counters, but now it's getting 3/3, buffed, right? So super nice. Pretty cool on like a Gala Greeters too, if you manage to get this up to like 3 counters, and then, well, now you can swing as like a 5/5 or a 6/6, right? So pretty cool. Another really good card that most people, they don't talk about, but this one's insane. I really like this card. First of all, it taps them down for like 2 turns, right? Like you get in your swing, they don't untap, you can then swing again and they're still tapped, right? It's a huge momentum boost. And the other thing, you can flash it back. So since we're ramping, we have a lot of mana to spend. We can flash this back. We can get 2 casts in the same turn out of it. We can be pretty particular and we can judge when we need to make a treasure token with this. We can judge when we're gonna need to keep up at least 1 mana to perhaps use Slip Out the Back. Now this works really, really, really good with a lot of the cards in the deck, being that we're putting counters and keeping our critical pieces alive. So this guy, I didn't actually talk about him much, but this guy is gonna sort of just be a huge win con. Our land creatures will have flying, so that works extremely well with a 5/5 swinging in the air. And any sort of, every time we have an extra land enter the battlefield, boom, there's at least a 3/3 again, and then there's 2. Yeah, very good stuff. I'll go over some other cool cards. This is also an older card here, but it gives us a lot of reach. We don't have too many like good 4-drops other than like Blossoming Tortoise, and then we're running this as some ramp, right? You've seen Invasion of Zendikar, but this is just going to give us a little bit of depth that we wouldn't have otherwise against certain decks. It could be pretty critical. There's a Slogurk in here. If you haven't seen this did actually make some top cuts of some tournaments. A few standards ago. At least before we did this like 3-year rotation and all that, it was decent for quite a while, especially when this did come out. It was extremely good. We're running 3 Return from the Wilds. This is a really good card. 1, because it ramps, yes. Any sort of ramp on turn 3 is usually pretty good in green, and it does create board presence at the same time, which can trigger your Gala Greeters getting you an extra treasure token. So very synergistic with Gala. Of course, we don't have too much time left with Gala, so this is a great deck to use it with, but I definitely think we'll have some other replacements to sort of fit into this deck once we lose some of these cards. So, I think it's a good deck to build. Just understand that, it's not going to be permanent. So yeah, other really cool cards that are overlooked. This is a great card from Kamigawa. Every time one of our dudes with a counter does damage, we're going to ramp. And then when we ramp, we can trigger Tatiova, right? Or we can trigger Slogurk, and just getting us closer to our big bombs like Titan. And of course, we're having some fun today. This isn't necessarily a standard viable card, but of course, like once you lay this, you're pretty much gonna win the game. It is win more, but you wouldn't believe how incredible it is, right? To lay a Titan of Industry for free, and then lay another one for 7 mana and still have mana up. Usually, it's pretty incredible how much we ramp with this package. It really, really is. Hopefully, you guys see that in the video today. So, another cool new card, okay? Bonny Pall. So this is one of the only, well, other than like Goldvein and, let me see. Yeah, this is one of the other new cards. And it does have reach, which is relevant, but really it's this really cool effect. It creates an Ox, so it creates, you're getting 2 big boys, and then the more lands you have, the bigger it is. Super awesome as well that when you attack, you can put a land card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield, thus triggering things in the middle of combat step, which could be pretty relevant in some niche interactions. But just the fact that you get 2 big boys is really, really cool, and reach is a lot more relevant than you think against like any sort of angel crap or like Vein Ripper, whatever it is. So Titania's Command is a pretty good card. First of all, it puts 2 counters over each of our guys, so that's hugely synergistic with the Ozolith, right? You can also choose the option to make 2 2/2 bears. So you'll then put those counters on those 2/2 bears, right? And then you'll get an extra counter. So you're putting 3 counters on 2/2 bears, making 5 5s out of nowhere, as well as getting another effect. So very cool. Vorinclex, our 5-drop slot's a little barren, but that's okay because we're sort of skipping the 5 and 6 drop slot usually. And on turn 5, we can lay like a 3-drop, a 2-drop, maybe hold up a slip out of the bag if we need, right? So this is just a way of getting us further. It also has another mana sink. We have a lot of good like mana sinks and stuff in this deck. It actually works out really nicely. There's never really a turn where we're not doing anything. Pretty progressive. So yeah, Vorinclex is cool. If you have this card, great. If you don't, there's tons of other 5-drops I'm sure you could fit in that are in this archetype. So very cool. First of all, I hugely appreciate you being here as well. Thank you so much for all the support recently, guys. I'm having a lot of fun making these decks. Nissa as well. Very cool card for this, or very cool deck for this. Gala Greeters is actually an elf, so at the very least we can get a Gala Greeters. And Titan of Industry is actually an elemental. So if you read her effect, right, you add a mana of any color. If it's the second time, you either get an elf or an elemental creature. So they're very synergistic with exactly what we're doing. I like it quite a bit. Is Slogurk elemental? He is not. He is an ooze, ladies and gents. So, I think that is everything besides like 1 Cenote Scout. This is pretty cool, right? You get the land, always helps us. Get a 2/2 for 1 mana, pretty decent as well. Just another creature to add maybe early in the curve, late in the game. It's not terrible either. So, cool stuff. I really hope you like it. We are running 1 Otawara. Helps return some stuff, add density to the 4-drop slot. Not too bad. And Boseiju. So this is our other interaction with artifacts and enchantments, other than, of course, Titan of Industry. So I hope you like the games today. I think I'm going to do 2 for you in the video. I've had a lot of fun with this deck. I haven't been playing as much Magic as I usually want to. I'm actually addicted to Valorant. And I think at the end of the video, if you really, if you're randomly curious, I'm going to put a sick play from Valorant that I just did like last night. So hope you enjoyed that as well. But let's get into the games. Boom. Okay. Let's get it, baby. Hit him with this. Ozolith is not like super great, but you can cycle the second one, not too shabby dabby. I mean, you do want to lay this first, but it was the rest of the hand that makes it not super exceptional right now. Let's see if we can get a creature. Okay, no creature, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. The cycle, getting deeper into a deck. There's the Gala we wanted. So, and we do want to save this too. Like, we could have maybe played that better and kept the blue up, but we're going to save this till later anyway, so we can keep our creature alive, right? We wouldn't want to use this on the opponent. at least early in the game. You can later in the game to keep yourself alive and stuff, or like a Sholdred before the upkeep trigger, right? So very irrelevant. And Winterthorn on this, kabam, not too shabby, right? Comes a 3/3, very good, very good. Nice little Ozolith value coming on in. Wow, look at that. Nice swing. Wait, why did they do that? What? I don't understand. I don't understand. What am I looking at? Let's do this then. Let's go ahead. Boom. I mean, that's kind of annoying because that was like a gimme. I don't want a gimme. Let's get him 5 damage though. So yeah, whenever they are going to deal combat damage, right? X, at least 2, not too shabby, especially in a deck where we can put counters. Pretty insane value. So yeah, I don't want to do that. Why did they swing with Skrelth? I mean, that's got to be the weirdest thing I've seen in a while. They're stuck at 2 mana, so that's always fun. Perfect. Okay. Let's do a counter. Making them bigger. 7/7 ain't too shabby dabby do. Put this on this. Yeah. We might block with the 1/1 here. Boom, bam. 11 damage. Digging for 4. Oh. Let's put submit 0. I don't know. So put those 2 on the bottom. Know what I'm saying? Not too shabby. That's a good like scry basically. We don't have 5 basic land types, so we're not gonna draw on a card or anything. But yeah, so I think I might have actually spoke wrong in the intro. Cool, nice little quick deb. Okay, game 3. Let's go ahead and get it right. We got a pretty decent, nice little curve there. 3 mana is perfect. 3 mana we can work with. Get the 4th. Goldvein can ramp us. All that good stuff. Do we go straight into the Gala, or do we go into the Ozza? I think we Ozza. Just in case they have removal, that turn 2 removal, right? They are playing black, so... Okay, so they're going to go ahead and try to ramp this next turn. So this is actually a perfect turn to Gala. Now they're kind of forced to, hey, do I want to remove this, or do I want to progress my own thing? Hopefully they progress their own thing. That would be much better. Yeah, mana of any color, not too shabby. Little scrap gorger. And then yeah, +3 with more oil counters. Exile card. Okay. It's not like it's gonna really matter. I don't think too much. Cool. Forsaken Miner, you say? This is actually a really good card. I mean, like, gosh, whenever you commit a crime, so that's pretty easy to do, and it's a 2/2. I could dig it. I definitely can dig it. Only difference between the other homie you pay 1 for is the toughness, I believe, right? The skeleton that we've had for a while. Tiny bones coming down. So, ladies and gents. We can make our guys big, or bigger. Let's actually go ahead and Hydra this turn. Get the value from there. We're actually going to get a counter on this guy as well. We will swing with Homeboy. This does have Death Touch, but that is much like to be desired. We get out the guy, and we get 3 treasure tokens. So they go ahead. It does have trample. I don't think they realized that. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. But okay. Insidious Roots, bro. Such sick art. Such cool art. Very weird art. That's cool, man. That's very like abstract. I can dig that. I could also make that in like 3 minutes. But very cool. So judgmental sometimes of the art. Because I don't know. Sometimes like I think about that faceless looting video I made like 2 years ago. And that faceless looting that came out was garbage, dude. Like that was like Photoshop in like 4th grade vibes. Okay, so they exile the Gala instead of the guy with the death tree. They must have another one. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, because I guess that does get permanent value right away, and they're just keeping this guy alive. They're going to take the 3. I could see that. Yeah, I was like, don't swing with your Death Touch, guy. I'm obviously going to block that. The guy would be like super Dumbo. Honestly, let's Nissa here. Get a little card advantage vibes. This does have the Vigi, so go ahead, throw it on in. If they double block here, this would take 1 out. Yeah, we sort of almost want to die since we are getting sort of mana screwed. So I can kind of see that. And then go ahead with the Tiny Bones. So that was the probably best case scenario for us, I would say. Very cool. If we get a mana off the top, we can already Titan, right? Just like we have just 3 mana right now, and there's like a Titan next turn is insane. All right, exiling the boys. Very cool. Take that all day, baby. All day. Really, money. Perfection. Yeah, so we do this. This should trigger a land entering the battlefield. We will get a mana. We could at least Slogurk. Yeah, so we Slogurk. Not too bad. And this is gonna be super synergistic with Homeboy. Skillet. Let's swing. I mean, to be honest, this deck's kind of bad, the one that we're against, but you know, maybe they're onto something I can't quite see yet. Maybe this card in their hands, their ace, right? Breach the multiverse. Breach is an insane card. Same with Atali. I just hate 7 drops that just like have so much value attached to them. Like Titan, I feel like is a well-made, much more fair 7 drop in my opinion than those cards I just named, and then Atraxa, right? Why would you swing? Is that, am I missing something? Okay. Let us do, this is not, yeah, so go ahead, boom bam, and get our green. We can actually then do the activated ability of the Ozolith, which is not too shabby. We can also probably get a Gala off the top, or another Titan of Industry with Nissa's ability here, which will be rather nice. So yeah, we just put, was it 2 in there, and I took 1 out, so it becomes a 5/5. This is gonna trigger. Okay. Oh, that was the first time. Okay, no, so yeah, there's the Gala off the top. So we could just lay this, which I think is probably the move. Yeah, because they don't even really have like any creatures that we need to grow for. So we pop that down. This you can remove or turn your hand. So that's pretty cool. This is like gonna die or something. We trample over. We will trigger this again. Yeah, because it's only the second time. It's not like more than 2. Yeah. Absolutely in business. There's the creature land. Very perfect. Even bigger Slogurk. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, I see. It's just whenever. I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah. I get it. Nissa's good. I haven't really used Nissa outside of this deck, so you'll have to forgive me. Oh, wow. Scary. They're taking 12. Man. Oh, we have a creature land. Yeah, we got it in the bag, baby. Hey guys, before you leave, right before the end of this video, check out my Valorant skills, dude. I had a nice little 5K with the sniper last night, but it was like clean. I didn't miss a shot vibes. You know, I'll get those a lot, like the 5Ks, but usually I'll miss like a shot in there, or I'll do something that's kind of dumb. This was just like bop, 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 bop. So hopefully you enjoy that, and don't forget to like the video. And yeah, I'll have you know, more decks coming. This one's a little weird. I think there's definitely some improvements to make, to be completely honest with you. I did just kind of go against like 3 mono red decks in a row. I didn't quite make the video. That was extremely frustrating. We almost need some more interaction in the early game. But other than that, you know, what it does very well. So it's one of those very linear, kind of straightforward, maybe not ideal for best of 1, but I mean, it's not bad either. So Titan can come down and we can just win the game, or we can be cool and we can do something like this. But I mean, like, this has trample, so yeah, we just win. Honestly, this is not a bad card. Like, it's really not. I really like it, actually. It's pretty cool. It could be a really cool commander as well. Let's go ahead and do this. Maybe they have the removal in their hand, which could be pretty unfortunate, but balls deep. You know, we could cast this again, too. Let's go ahead. Big dubs. This is only going to grow, so... Okay. Yeah, 1 and Titan. Okay, beautiful. Love to see it. And Tatiova, which... It's awesome. Oh, but it does put a Winterthorn in there. Another good thing about the flashback, right? Working out pretty well. So, yeah, you have the creature land, but it's not going to be enough bodies, boy. It's not going to be enough bodies. 13 Trampo. What you got for me, baby? Hit him with a good game, because they're kind of trolling, it appears. What does this do? Yeah, nothing good. So, yeah, whenever one of our creature cards leave your graveyard, you get a plant. What's really like, as it goes on though, your plants get bigger and bigger and bigger each plant, so pretty cool. This could actually be synergistic with the Ozolith too. Not too bad. I might actually look into that card a little bit. So cool. So yeah, you can see I lost to Mono Red a couple games. Check out this clip though. Much love. Really appreciate you. Have a good one, guys.
GG's,
Spike down. One enemy.
Let him ease, let him ease, let him ease, let him ease.